Hey gamers, this is Liz Davidson from Beyond Solitaire, and today I want to show you how to solo Welcome To. It is one of my absolute favorite roll and writes, or perhaps more accurately, flip and fills, and it is set in a 1950s style neighborhood where we're going to see if we can get the best configuration of houses. As with most roll and writes, setup is pretty easy. We're going to have a player sheet, so this is our neighborhood with our 3 streets, and there are some bonuses that we can collect down here that I'll talk through as we play. We're also going to have our 3 project cards, which are 3 goals that we can pursue in the game in terms of building estates. And you build estates by placing fences over here, as we'll discuss. But you get 3 projects at the start of the game, and basically in a multiplayer game, the player who completes a project first gets the higher score, and then everyone else will get the lower one. In the solo game, there is actually a special solo project card that we're going to place exactly halfway through the deck to let us know when we can no longer get full points for a project. So the last things that we're going to need for setup are a pen, provided by me in this case, and we're going to need these cards. So to play this game, you divide the cards into 2 equal stacks, and then we're going to take the solo project card, put it in the middle, and put one deck on top of the other. And now we are ready to play. So as you can see, there's numbers in this card as well as corners that are kind of peeled away to reveal bonus actions. We're going to talk through each of those as we go rather than have me just spew a bunch of rules at you right up front. So let's start to play. All right, so for a turn in solo Welcome To, basically what's going to happen is I'm going to draw 3 cards per turn. We're going to choose 2, one for its number, one for its action. We'll discard the 3rd. And then the game is either going to end when we run out of cards, or according to one of the classic ways to end the game. So one of those is if we are denied a building permit 3 times. So one of the tricks to this game is that you have to put your house numbers in ascending order. So if I get myself into a situation where I cannot place a house number, I get a permit denied. And that means that I have to cross off one of these spaces over here. Do it 3 times and the game is over, and you lose a nasty 5 points. You can also end the game by building all 3 city plans. So if I manage to build all 3 of these city plans, then I will win the game. Well, I won't win the game. We'll see what my score is, but I will finish the game, end the game. And the other way to end it is if a player's built all the houses on their streets. So if I somehow fill up all of these houses, then the game will be over that way. So we can end the game by running out, filling up the houses, doing all the plans, or being denied a building permit 3 times. So actually, before we get started, let's go ahead and name our town. So one of the fun things about Welcome To is that it's welcome to wherever you decide that your town is. So I've seen the entire gamut of names. What should we name our town this time? Let's just call it Pursville. I've been surrounded by my cats all morning. So that's what we'll call it. Welcome to Pursville, a fine town. Okay, so now we're going to start to play. So we're going to draw 3 of these cards. 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, each of these cards has a number, and then the corner is going to be revealing of which action is printed on the back of the card. So we're going to be able to take cards. We can take one number. The actions on the back of the cards also do some interesting things. The first thing we have is a fence. So what the fence is going to allow us to do is build a fence anywhere in our neighborhoods. See these dotted lines? You get free fences at the end of the street, but the dotted lines allow you to block off certain amounts of houses. If you can block off houses of a certain number and number each house within the spaces that you blocked off, you've completed what's called an estate. So that's what plays into these projects. If I create a lot of estates using fences that are size 1, then I can complete the number 1 plan. The number 2 plan wants me to do a 3, and a 4. And the number 3 plan wants a 3 and a 4. The other thing that's particularly interesting is that whether or not you fulfill any projects, the estates that you score in the game are worth points at the end. So right now, a level 1 estate is worth 1 point, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. However, there's a real estate action that we'll be able to invest in later in the game that allows us to increase the value of estates if we think we're going to build a lot of estates of a certain size. So that's worth thinking about as we go. So fences are made for building estates. Parks allow you to put a little greenery on your street. So if you choose to take a park action on whatever street you put your house number, you also get to cross off one of these little park symbols up at the top. The lowest number that's showing is going to be the number of points that you score for parks on that street. So if I cross off 3 parks here, I can get up to 10 points. If I cross off 4 parks here, I can get up to 14. And if I cross off 5 parks here, I can get up to 18. So there's also some value in making sure that you put out parks, because the more you put out, the more points you get. This third symbol is what's called the temp agency. So in a multiplayer game, the top scoring, the player who will get 7 bonus points for it is going to be the player who just uses the temp agency the most times. In a solo game, we either use the temp agency 6 times and get 7 points for it, or we use it fewer than 6 times and get no points for it. However, the temp agency is about more than trying to earn points. It also allows you to adjust the house number that you chose up or down by 1 or 2. So for example, if I chose to take the temp agency and the 12, I could actually put any number between 10 and 14 because I used the temp agency. So it allows you to manipulate your numbers. All right, so now we get to pick 2 cards, one for the number, one for the action. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a 4, and I want to take a park, and we'll put the 8 off in the discard pile. So the question is, where am I going to put that 4? I don't want to put it all the way down here because there are 1s, 2s, and 3s coming in. But I don't want to put it too far to the right because I have to depend on the 1s, 2s, and 3s to come in. So, why don't we go ahead and put the 4, let's put it here. So we put our 4, and then we're going to cross off this 0 on the park section at the end of the street. So now the street is worth 2 points for the parks. So that was our first turn. For the second turn, we're just going to pick up another 3 cards, and we'll do the same thing. So in this case, we have a 6 with a fence, a 5 with kind of this real estate symbol on it, and a 7 with the same real estate symbol. So 5, 6, 7, the numbers aren't that exciting. The fence is going to build a fence, as we discussed before. What I can do with the real estate symbols is I can come down here and I can choose a type of estate to be worth more points at the end of the game. So I think what I might do, actually, is I do want to take one of the real estate actions, and I'm going to come down here. So if you look at the city plans, we're going to be rewarded for building 1s, 3s, and 4s. So probably what I should do is increase the value of maybe my 3 or 4 estates, knowing that I'm going to make several of them throughout the game. And then once I do that, I can get more points off of them in addition to completing city plans. So it's probably my smartest choice. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the 5. And then I'm going to take the 7 for the action. I should get some fences soon, but we'll deal with that when we deal with it. So the thing is, I should probably just put the 5 here since it goes 4, 5. The thing that's disappointing about that, however, is that there's a pool symbol here that I'm not going to get to take advantage of. So when we get to pools, if you place a number where there is a pool on the board, you get pool points. So I'm giving up a chance to do that by putting this 5 right here. So, however, we are going to increase the value of a certain type of estate. Let's go ahead and increase the value of level 3 estates, because I think I'm going to build at least 3 of them during the game. So it's turn 2, all done. So turn 3, okay, so we have a 5, an 11, and a 12. On the backs, we have a pool, a park, and another one of the real estate symbols. So the real estate symbols go here, they increase the value of estates. The park crosses off something at the end of the street, gives you some extra points. The pool, if I take a pool action, then if I place my number where there is a pool on a pool space, then I can score points for the pool. So I think we're gonna go ahead and do it. Let's just see what happens. So I'm gonna play an 11, whether this 5 had come up last turn, that would have been nice. And then I'm going to play the 12 for the pool action. So I'm going to come over here, I think. Let's take a risk. We'll put the 11 right here. And we're going to circle this pool. So I had 0 pool points before, but now at the end of the game, I'm going to get 3 points for pools. That was the end of another turn. As you can see, this game starts to flow really nicely once you know what you're doing. So let's pull 3 more cards. Okay, so we have 2 parks and a 13. Ooh, I like that 13. I like the contractor action too, but I think we're gonna probably end up building a park. So 13, 9, and 7, which number do I want? All right, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the 9 for the park. I'm gonna use the 7 for the number. Then I'm pretty sure 6 is going to come up. They're fairly common in the deck. So I'm gonna put a 7 right here and cross off another park space for 4 park points. So that's another turn, all done. I gotta work on my projects here though. We're running out of time already. Okay, so now we have an 11, a 15, and a temp agency. So the 15 is nice. I might take that number no matter what because you can put it on the end of any street and know that you're all good. The 11 is a park, so I could take the park action, or I could go for this 9 with a temp action. So let's definitely take the 15 for the number. And then you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take the park. I like temp agencies, but I really like parks. So I'm gonna put the 15 right here at the end of the street. I'm gonna cross off another park. So now the street is worth 6 points for parks, and it's gonna be 14 if I can cross off just one more. So let's draw 3 more. Ooh, so here's a new action we can talk about. All right, so I'm a little conflicted because this 15 has a fence on the back. I really need some fences, but I also really like the number 15. And then I have these 6s, but remember how I was banking on 1 showing up? Turns out I was right. We also have a new action. I'm pretty sure this is pronounced differently in French, but I'm gonna say bis because it means twice in Latin, and we're just gonna go with what I know. So bis means twice. This is the most seductive action in the game because, as you know, you can only make the numbers happen in ascending order. However, what if you could double one of the numbers and help fill in your street? That is what the bis action lets you do. If I were to take it, I could take basically the 7 and I could put a 7 here or here, or I could take the 5 and put a 5 here, the 4, put an extra 4 here. It basically lets you double one of your street numbers so that it takes up 2 spaces. This is convenient, but it also costs you some points. So every time you take a bis action, you have to cross off one of these spaces, and the lowest showing number at the end of the game is the amount of points you lose at the end of the game, not the amount of points you gain. It's a very dangerous action, but in emergencies, it can really help. Okay, so what would I like to do? Oof, I would really like a fence, but you know what? I'm gonna be bad. So I'm gonna play this 6 for the number. I'm gonna play this 6 for the park. I'm gonna put a 6 right here. I'm gonna cross off this park for 14 points. I just feel like that's a good choice for the long run. So let's pray for some more fences. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so fences have arrived. Excellent. So we have 2 5s and a 7. Here's what I think might be smart, actually. All right, I'm gonna take the 5 for the number. No, I want the fence. Let's take, ooh, this is rough. Okay. All right, I'm gonna risk it and take a 5. I'm gonna use the other 5 as a fence. As you can see, if you get a bunch of middling numbers, things get a lot tougher in this particular game, which is all part of the fun. It's one of the things I really like about Welcome to. Okay, so where should I put a 5? There's already a 5 on this street, so that's not gonna happen. So how far along do I think I can put one over here or up here? I have a 1 coming up, so I know a low number is approaching, but I have to make some choices. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a 5 here. I may come to regret this choice, but we're gonna live with it. And then I have to put a fence somewhere. So my fences are gonna be determined in part by where I think I can make estates happen. So we have a 3, a 3, a 4, a 3, and a 4, and then all these 1s. I kind of want to deprioritize these for now and work on these larger estates because I feel like they're gonna be easier to achieve in terms of number of fences that I need. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put a fence here. And the reason I'm gonna put it here is because it gives me a little bit of switch hitting capability. So I can either put another fence here and make an estate of 3, or I can put a fence here and make an estate of 4. If I can put one that's 3 here and then fill in these 2 numbers, that's 2 estates that are size 3. So I'm basically leaving myself a little bit of flexibility to see what happens next. let's draw 3 cards. This 1 is looking mighty fine. Ooh, okay, so we have a 1, an 11, and 11. So this 11 is a fence. I definitely want it. So let's take the 1. Let's take the fence. The question is where to put that fence. So let's go ahead and put the 1. The thing is, I would love to put it here, but I really would not like to knock off too many pool opportunities either. That's tough. Let's go for the estates. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put that 1, and then I get to build another fence. Here's what let's do. Let's go ahead and split this in half and gamble that a 2 or a 3 is gonna come up eventually that I can use. So now we're gonna draw 3 more. Getting close. Ooh, well, I could take a bis action and show you how that works. That could be interesting. All right, so our choices are a 4/bis, an 8/pool, or a 10/real estate. All right, I think that we should tempt the devil a little bit. Let's take the 8 for the number. The pool would be nice, but I can get more off of just the real estate. So let's play 8 and bis, and I can show you how it works. Let's go ahead and put an 8 right here. And then bis, so either to the left or the right, I can fill in another house with the same number that I've seen before. So let's go ahead and make 1 and 1b. That also means I'm going to lose 1 point at the end of the game. But that's not so many points, is it? Is it? And then we're going to go ahead and discard these. So let's take 3 more cards. 4, 4, 5. These are all clustered up in here. Okay, so we have 4 and 4 and 5. Ooh, what should we do? What should we do? Cato has some ideas. We'll consult with him for a moment. All right, so let's go ahead and take, let's see. I definitely want a 4, and then I can either do a park or a real estate action. I like the parks, but I actually think I'm gonna take the real estate, and I'll show you why. Let's go ahead and put the 4 here, and let's make 3 size estates worth 5 points instead. So these were originally gonna be 6 points total, but now they are 10, because 5 and 5. So I'm increasing the value of estates that I've been building around here just to kind of see if I can get further with it. So let's discard these and draw 3 more cards. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 6, 10, and 11, and then 2 fences and another real estate kind of investment thing. All right, let's see what we should do. So I now have a 14 coming up. I'm thinking about the kinds of estates that I can build because we're running out of time to complete projects, and it would be really nice if we could get one of them done before we run out of time, especially if we can get this one done. If we can get a 4 size estate done, that's 12 points, and that'd be significant. All right, so here's what I think I'm gonna do. We're gonna take some risks. I wanna take the 10 for the number. I'm gonna take the 6 for the fence. And then I'm gonna put the 10, I'm so sick of losing pools, but that's clearly not where we're going this game. So I'm gonna put the 10 here, and I'm gonna bet that I can fill it in with 11 through 14 over here. Then I'm gonna take the fence. So basically I could put it, let's put it here. This way we have a 1 size estate. We've started working on this, but if we can fill these numbers in, we have a 3, a 3, and a 4, and that would be very convenient. All right, so let's draw 3 cards. Ooh, drama-rama right here. Okay, so we have an 8, a 13, and a 14. And we also have 2 bis actions and a park. So I'm gonna be bad. I'm gonna sell my soul right now. So I'm gonna take this 14. I'm gonna take that bis. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make 14, and we're gonna make 14B. So that's gonna cost us 3 points at the end of the game, but it's gonna gain us 12 points right now on project number 2. So you write it down here under number 2. So now if this were a multiplayer game, anybody who finished the project after me would only have access to 7 points because I just bagged 12. The other thing that's important about these estates, however, is see how this is 3 and 4? I cannot double count the estates that I've already put together. So we're gonna just draw lines over them to show that I cannot use them again. Otherwise I would get this one also, or this one next turn, and you can't actually do that in the game. So we've gotten this one, but we're gonna have to make another set of 3 and another set of 4 in order to make this project happen. But that was our turn. I think I made a good choice. I could be wrong. All right, so let's draw 3 more. Ooh, okay, so we have 1, 7, and 12. The hardest thing about the 1 is that this is also a fence action. So if I want a fence, I have to give up the 1. Nasty. All right, here's what I actually am gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and take the 1, and I'm gonna take the 7 as a park. Get some points. So I'll put this 1 right here, and then at least I get 2 park points at the end of the street. I just want to fill those 1s and I don't like giving them up. All right, and then we have, here we go, city project approved. So this is gonna leave the game, and these are gonna flip. So projects 1 and 3 have basically been completed by other players, and the game has built that in as a timer for me. So I can't get more than 4 points and 3 points now for these. But I have this 10, a 9, and an 8. Oh, how nice. Okay, so let's see. I can do something and get a park, or I might use this temp agency. Let's think about what might be the smartest choice. All right, so I'm gonna gamble that I can fill some things in. All right, I'm gonna gamble that I'm gonna see enough 10s in the future. I'm gonna go ahead and play, or actually, you know what? Let's play the 10. Giving up a pool, but we'll do it, and a park. So we're gonna put the 10 right here. No, I'm not building enough pools. And then this park. So at least we're getting some park points. I've clearly given up on the temp agency being a way to score points for me, but I might use it to adjust house numbers later. All right, so then we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is one of my favorite things to have happen. So we have a 10, a 12, and a 2. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 2 for the number, and for the action, I'm gonna take a pool, so that way I can put a 2 right here and circle the pool. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is 6 pool points, a nice little fill-in, and it's a size 4 estate if I decide I want to go for project 3. So that can work out really nicely depending on what cards come up. All right, so let's draw 3 more cards, a 3, a 10, and a 14. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so there's some tempting things that I could do. I could try to take this 3 and maybe put like a fence in somewhere. Or I can take a 14 and a pool because I feel really comfortable doing that. That could be nice. I'm dealing with pool temptation right now. Okay, yes, let's do it. Let's do the 14 in the pool. So that way we can put the 14 right here, circle that pool, and now we have 9 pool points. Also, it's summer and it's hot and I feel like swimming. I can't help it. Meta game. All right, so let's take 3 more. 10, 3, 5. Okay, so these are all fences. That's actually probably a good thing for me right now. Ooh, okay. Let's do, let's go ahead and take the 3 for the number. It doesn't matter which one we take for the fence. So let's put the 3 here. That way, if we have a chance to get a higher number pool, we still can do it. And then let's put a fence here. Let's put it right here. So we've got our little size 4 estate. And then if we can make a 3, maybe up here, we can finish off another project before the end of the game. Okay, 3 more. Okay, so we have a 9, a 2, and a 6. Oh. Let's think about this. All right, you know what? I've clearly gotten kind of into the pool strategy. So here's what we're gonna do. So the 9 comes with a real estate action, which I would like to take because I would like my size 4 estates to be worth more since I've got a couple of those now. But, oh, the pools. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do, so 2 would also be nice because we could fill in down here. I'm playing with fire by not filling that in. But that said, let's go ahead and take the 9 for the number and let's go for a pool. That way we can put this 9 here and get a pool. Now I'm up to 13 points for pools. We'll draw 3 more. Okay, interesting. So let's think about what we could do. I would like to complete at least one more project before the game's over, and I also want to make some more estates. What would be the most conducive to making that happen? All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this 14, and I'm going to take a fence. And the reason I'm going to do that is I'm pretty sure that I've been counting well, and there's another 15 left. So I'm going to make a fence right here, knowing perfectly well that I'm eventually going to be able to complete this project with a size 3 estate. So that's what I'm going to go for. So we'll do 7, 7, and 6. Let's think about it. We do another fence, which could be nice. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and take a 6, and we'll take a fence. So that we can put the 6 here, and let's go ahead and put a fence here, seeing if we can get another size 3 estate. I'm kind of ignoring these ones. The other thing that I do have the option of doing, by the way, is even if I have a size 3 estate, as long as it hasn't been used for a city plan, I'm perfectly free to subdivide it however I want. So if I decide I want a bunch of ones, I can put a bunch of lines in here and no harm done. All right, so 9, 7, 8. Ooh, we got these little clusters going here. Okay, here's what I think I'm going to do this time. I'm going to take the 8, and I'm going to take this real estate bump. The reason I'm going to do that is so I can put the 8 in here and finish another size 3 estate. And then I'm going to make all my size 3 estates worth 6 points each, because I'm setting myself up for 6, 12, 18, potentially I think 24 points at least at the end of the game, and that seems good to me. So I'm gonna work on that. All right, so let's take a 10, an 8, and a 4. Is there anywhere we could maybe slip a pool? I think not. If this was a 4 and I could use that action, then we could, but sadly, I think that's not gonna happen. Let's do this, however. Do I want to take the 10 and go up from the 9, or do I want to take the 4 and go up from the 3? Let's go ahead and take the 10. And then I'm gonna take a park action, so I can continue getting park bonuses on this street. So now this park is up to 4. Okay, so let's have a look at our next set. We have 9, 9, and 15, just as predicted. Okay, I'm very excited about that. Let's definitely take the 15. And then I can take 9 pool or 9 real estate. There's nowhere to build a pool up here, so we're taking real estate. But that's actually really nice. We're gonna take this 15 right here. And then what we're gonna do is, because I have 2 size 4 estates, so this one and this one, let's make those worth 5 points each instead of 4, because I think that seems smart. So we're slowly increasing our point gain as the game goes by. Let's take 3 more. So we have 8, 11, 13. Ooh. So things are getting a little tight in here, as you can see. All right, I think what I might do, let's go ahead and let's take the 13, and we're gonna take it with, let's take it with a fence. And we'll decide where to put that fence, because I think I can get another estate built in here. Let's just put the 13, let's put it here. I'm gonna put the fence here. Since we already have a fence kind of going, I don't think we're gonna get a 15, and we'd have to get like a 14 and a temp agency. So let's see if we can build another size 4 in here. Let's go for that. Okay, so let's take 3 more. Ooh, that worked out really great actually. Okay, so we have 8, 12, and 2. We're kind of dwindling over here, so I'm not going to fill in all of my buildings. I think what I am going to do, even though this 2 would be really great because it kind of fills in the end of the street, we're going to take the 12, and we're going to take a real estate bump. And so what that's going to do for us is we can draw a 12 here to make another size 4 estate. Oh, we have completed a project, by the way, so we'll do that in a second. And then we are going to make all of those size 4 estates worth 6. And then something I'm pretty sure I just did is we have another 3 and 4. So we've completed project number 3. So let's say that we use this estate and this estate to complete that project. So project number 3 is done for 3 points. So that was another few points to add to my total. All right, so let's do 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 1, 8, and 13. Okay. What do I want to do with that? Because the thing is, I could take something like the 8 and put it here and build a park, which I might like as an idea, but I'm also kind of running out of numbers. The 1 is the safest thing to play. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to increase our points as much as we can. We're going to take the 8, and then we're going to play the 1 for the park. We'll put the 8. We only have a few more cards. Let's go ahead and just put it right here. And then that's another park. And I'm pretty sure these are going to be our last 3 cards of the game. So we have a 3, a 6, and a 3. Okay, so we can't actually take the 3s. So we're going to have to take the 6. Or, yeah, but that doesn't do anything, does it? We'll have to take the 6, sadly, so we can't really get a lot out of these actions. Let's just take a random temp agency action. So just to show you how it works, I can write the 6 as a 7 instead and cross off that I had done a temp action. But I'm not going to get any points for this because you have to get 6 of them in a solo game for that to be a thing. But that is a complete game of Welcome To. Let's go ahead and tally our scores and see how things went, shall we? Okay, so 12 and 3 is 15. My park points on street 1, I got 4 points. On street 2, I got 14 points. And on street 3, I have another 4 points. And again, that's calculated by the highest exposed number on the track. So that is going to put me at 22 points for parks. I have 13 points for the pool, no points for the temp agency, and then let's see how things went over here. So I do have a size 1 estate, 1 single 1, so I'll get 1 point for that because I only had 1 size 1. Fair enough. I don't have any size 2s. Oh, it would have been so nice to build another fence here. That would have been smart. Oh well. Okay, so I don't have any size 2, so that's no points. For size 3, these are worth 6 each, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So 6 times 4 is, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I have 5 of them. So 5 times 6 is 30, so that is 30 points. I have 2 size 4 estates hanging out on the board. Yes, so that will give me a total of 12 points, and then I have no size 5s and no size 6s. So depending on this plans you get, what you decide to do, you can have different scores. For this, I took too many risks, so I have -3. I was denied no building permits, so that's going to be -0. And that's going to bring my total for this game up to, so we have, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, 90, and then these will cancel each other out for a score of 90. Decent score, not amazing, not terrible. So that is Welcome To, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. This is actually a solo game that I've really come to enjoy. I may actually just go ahead and play another game now. I like that there are tons of different options to choose from. I like the tension of choosing the correct combination of number and bonus action. It's just a really solid roll and write game that I bring to game night. I bring with me on trips. I just bring with me everywhere. I really, really like it. So I hope that you did too, and that I've given you a sense of how it plays. Happy gaming.